this ain't what I'm used to at all. What's going on, guys? I'm Zach with Blades LLC. Today's video, we got a special treat for you. We're gonna be running the Grandstand 52-inch Revolution zero-turn lawnmower. This was kindly provided by Shane Fisher down at Minnesota Equipment in Rogers. Yeah, he let us take this thing out for the day, and we're gonna put some hours on it, compare it a little bit to our gasoline-powered 52-inch Grandstand. We're gonna see how they compare, just do a raw, real first impression review video. So kind of how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna take this mower out. We're gonna put it to use on some job sites here. We're at our first one right now. We're gonna put it to use. I'm gonna give you guys some feedback. Stick around to the end of this video because that's when I'm really gonna dive into kind of what I felt. Of course, I'll be throwing you stuff, you know, throughout this video, but stick around to the end. I had some comments in some other review videos that I did, and they're like, where's the review? Well, I know that you didn't watch it to the end, so watch it to the end. We're gonna get to work. The snappiness, that is crazy. I'm just all smiles right now. That is so different feeling from the gas powered one. Just the hydros and stuff and how it reacts to you. It takes some getting used to, but it's really not that bad. Like, obviously I'm still getting used to it. I've only ran a few lines, but it's really doing pretty well. So what do you think? You gonna run inside and start mowing? Sure. With the gas powered one? Sure. Awesome. Maybe I'll set this one up on that other section for some time lapse footage for you guys. Sure. Really digging this phone holder right here. That thing is sweet. Really nice added feature. Gas powered one's coming out. $3 1/4. Yep. Happy to have the missus out here with me today doing some mowing just like old times. Just a few things here real quick. Wanted to throw down some first impression thoughts after doing the first job here. Looks pretty good. Thought the cut quality is very similar to the gas one. So yeah, just a couple first thoughts. This thing is really responsive, which is a little bit difficult to get used to at first, but I would say after the first half an hour on the machine, you're gonna probably feel pretty comfortable. That's my thought on it. It's really smooth, really quiet, obviously, and I'm just loving how it feels set up. It's really nice when you step off the machine. Say you're running the blades and you just step off. Here, I'll give you a little demo if I can do it. So you just let off and the whole machine shuts off. So I don't have to have the mower running while I'm, say, off picking up a stick or something. That was just really handy to have, you know, when I was on this first job. Watch this.
Are the kids sleeping? Have you checked them?
They're awake. Here, when you shut this off, it parks when you get off, and it puts it in park.
Nice.
Isn't that nice? Okay, so this is how the Revolution plugs in. Just got this little cord. Goes right in there. Charger. And let's plug that in and see how this works. Alright, so we just plugged in the Grandstand Revolution. It will at first turn orange, and then the charging status will show green, and then up here you will see a battery life. So it says we're at 56%. I don't know if you can see that or not. 22 amp charging. Well, this job here is going to be done all electric. Steel FSA 135R and the BGA 86 steel blower. Both battery, running the AP 300 batteries, and what this video is all about, the Toro Grandstand Revolution. Beautiful lake property here. Let's get her cut up. Alright guys, so we just got wrapped up with the second job of the day, about a 1/4 acre property right here. The cut quality on this mower is amazing. Lays some nice stripes, absolutely beautiful. Really loving this mower. Just doesn't seem to be bogged or phased by, you know, some dewy, heavier, thick patches of grass. It's just, it cuts so nice. And I think that's because the mower blades are ran by individual motors instead of one motor to a belt. There's just no loss of power there. Oh boy. Alright, we're to the next job already here. I'm gonna pull up and we're gonna cut this yard right here. She looks pretty thick, relatively long. We'll see how, we'll do a battery check up here after this job, and I'll let you know where we're at. Okay, so we're at our 4th job right now. Actually the 5th job, but I push mowed the 4th one, so we'll just call it the 4th. This is where the battery's at. We've only used 1 bar, and we have mowed, we'll call it 3/4 of an acre because I had a double cut on 2 of them. So 3/4 of an acre, 1 bar, we're not doing too bad. So we're gonna get on this job. Job is around 1/3 of an acre of grass. This grass is long and thick. I'm cutting it at 3 inches right now. So I'm probably gonna need to double cut it, but that's not the lawnmower's fault, so. This thing gets watered and fertilized well. Isn't that crazy?
This is by far the most growth I've ever seen on this place.
Yeah, it's incredible. So I'm gonna run it over quick. You wanna film a little bit of that, and then I'll go up front here.
Yeah. And you're cutting this at 3 inches, huh?
Yeah.
You used to cut it like what, 1 inch?
No,
back
2.
in the day? 2 back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yep, so I'm gonna do this real quick and then we'll go. I wanna jump on the other grandstand too, just to get a little bit of a comparison here. Because that thing will bog in this, and this thing doesn't even get phased by it.
Interesting.
I honestly have to stop for just a second here and just say that this thing feels like a complete rattle trap after I've been mowing with that thing all day. I almost couldn't drive this thing. There's so much vibration. The hand controls are so like tough. Like I thought this thing was broken when I jumped on it. It feels that bad compared to that thing. I think it's so smooth. Wow, the difference is unreal.
You're not even getting paid to say that.
I'm not even getting paid to say that. I don't know if I can actually cut with this thing anymore. The cut quality's still really good on it. I mean, this is an old girl too. She's got over 1,000 hours on it, so it's probably not the most fair, but I'm definitely gonna jump back on that electric one here.
Yeah.
That is actually a game changer right there. Wow. To just be able to go back and forth like that, it's stunning. Like the feeling I had there, it made me like sick to my stomach because I'm like, is there something wrong with my machine? Wow. Okay guys, well we're here in the backyard with the Grandstand Revolution and my regular gas-powered Grandstand. These are both 52-inch decks. Before I get too deep into this little bit of my first thought impression talk here, I just wanted to throw out a little bit of a disclaimer. I was not expecting to come to the conclusion that I did about this mower. This was kind of thrown at me by surprise, I guess you could say. I'm not some, let's say, emissions freak. I do believe that we should take care of the planet, but I just want to throw out there that I don't believe that we can add a day to the earth by running an electric motor over a gas motor. I believe that we are not above God, and like I said, can't add days to this planet. All right guys, so I'm gonna go through some of the pros here on the Grandstand Revolution. There's a lot to unpack here, so like I said, I took some notes on my phone and I'm gonna read a few of them off. So first of all, the obvious one, this thing is extremely quiet, it's extremely smooth, there's no vibration. Really sold it for me. That was the big sell on this one. Something I wanted to mention was the maintenance is next to nothing on this. Basically, you're just gonna have blades and your normal wear and tear, like say your tires. No expensive oil, gas, hydro oil, air filters, belts, gas filters, the fuel savings, obviously. Now, I do want to mention that just because this is electric doesn't mean that it's free to run. Your energy that you're going to be using to charge this is obviously not free. So I do understand that. I feel like that's a little bit of a misconception maybe in the EV market. There still is cost. Another big highlight to this was excellent torque. When you're climbing up a hill, you're not going to notice a bog like you would on a gas machine. It's very smooth going up hills. It's just really effortless, kind of hard to explain, but if you had a chance to run one of these, you'd know exactly what I was talking about. It's quick. This mower is much quicker than its older sibling, the gas mower over here. When you're backing up, I really felt the difference. That mower is a turtle when it comes to backing up. The gas power with the traditional hydros, just not as quick. So I feel like I was actually able to save some time today by just simply having more speed to maneuver the mower. It turns quicker too. The charging system with this mower is super easy to use. I think I have a video of me using it, but it just plugs in right on the side. Super easy, just like plugging in an RC car or a Tesla or anything else. Your cell phone. Speaking of cell phones, come on back here and take a look at this dash here. This is something that's a little bit different. As you can see over on my gas power mower here, there really is not much there. It's set up a little bit different. As you'll notice here, there is no parking brake. They made room for a cup holder here, which I did get to try out. There's space for your phone to go right here. It's awesome, I use that. When you get off this mower, the handles come out and it puts it in park. You have your headlight here. Headlight's actually really bright. I turned that on in the dark. You're on right here, and then you have some functions on the dash. You can see right now it has the battery life. We used 5 of 10 bars today and mowed approximately 4 acres worth of lawn. So you can adjust like this is your menu here. You can go through. This mower has 7.6 hours on it. So when you're mowing, you can actually switch. So say you're mowing along a curb line and there's not a whole lot of grass there. Well, if this side has more grass, it's going to distribute the power to these 2 blades, and you can actually see that on the indicator lights here. These bars will go up. It'll show you that this side of the deck is using more power than this side. So kind of a neat little feature there. This is the traction speed, so obviously I can click this down right here. Basically just your speed, rabbit to turtle. And I found that mowing with it on rabbit wide open was the best option. You can do the deck speed, the blade speed rather, and I ran that all the way open. So really, when I was running this machine today, I had both the wheel speed and the blade speed running wide open, cutting 4 acres, and still only used 5 bars of 10 on the battery, which is incredible. I think they say, boy, I don't know, I was told like 6 or 7 hours of runtime on this, but I think it's probably closer to 9 or 10. One last thing that I did want to mention here on the pros was The ability to mow at early and late hours, even in the dark with the headlight system. Maybe you'd want to put a few more lights on it, but I think it, if you could get out on a commercial property like a shopping mall or something and mow it, you know, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, why not overnight? You could really get out there and work at some different hours when the parking lots are not full. All right, so with the cons here, the big one is going to be the expense out front. This mower, I believe, is in the $30,000 to $35,000 price range. I could just about buy 3 of these for the price of 1 of these. Obviously, another concern that some people might have with this is the fact that should you run this out, you can't just go to a gas station and fill it up. It does take some time to charge, unfortunately. One thing I noticed while I was out with this, and Shane, my dealer, Shane Fisher down at ME in Rogers, did happen to say that the rear end feels a little bit lighter on this mower as opposed to this mower, and I'm not sure if it's just because of the torque and it wants to break the wheels loose, but I noticed like sometimes backing up I would get stuck, especially if there's a little bit of an incline there. I did find myself doing some burnouts in some customers' lawns. Something that I found to be a little bit difficult was the learning curve on driving this. I think it was a little bit easy to overcompensate just because the controls are very touchy. I'm not sure if you can maybe adjust that, really not sure, but it really wasn't a big deal. After the first hour on this, I really was pretty comfortable with it, and I was definitely comfortable by the end of the first day. It was like I was as comfortable with this as I was with this, and then when I got on this, I almost couldn't drive it. It's so different. It's just something I wanted to throw in this video so you guys were aware of that. And then like the last thing that I did want to mention here was the troubleshooting aspect. A lot of people know how to work on these, and I don't think there's as many people that know how to work on the EVs. Just something to consider. I wouldn't be terrified of it. I've heard that this is relatively simple stuff. I think you can actually take batteries out of it. I don't think you need all of them to actually run it, based off of what I've heard. Well, if you guys found today's video interesting and you want to see one of these for yourself, feel free to go down to ME in Rogers, Minnesota Equipment and talk to Shane Fisher. Ask for Shane down there. I think he'd be happy to help you guys out, answer your questions. He could probably talk better about this than I can. I just figured I'd take it out and use it in the real world today in my small family-owned residential and commercial lawn care business here in central Minnesota. And to be honest with you guys, I would really like to get my hands on one of these. So Toro, if you're watching this video, I am a local Minnesota boy, so if you guys want to send me one of these, I'd actually really love to run one. Just throwing that out there. Probably not going to happen in a million years, but just in case, I thought I'd throw that in there at the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and God bless. We'll see you on the next one.